And you're listening to Edge
There is
Radio.
nothing wrong with your radio.
The community!
Do not attempt to adjust the volume.
We are controlling the broadcast.
For the next hour we will control all that you hear.
You are about to experience the knowledge and insights of the media mothership.
Yes. You're listening to
The community.
The community screaming. Edge Radio 99.3 FM, and this is Media Mothership for another week. We're back. Yes, I'm Dr. Craig, as always, your host, joined by co-host Lord Taylor.
Yep.
And on Media Mothership, we look at how media shapes our understanding of the world around us.
Mm-hmm.
On today's show, there's some fun media news stories.
Yep.
I forgot to bring in my musical apparatus, so
You just have to do it with your mouth.
yeah, just do it. I don't know. Oof. Yep. So let's jump into news right now.
Okay.
This is an article out of GameSpot.
Yep.
The best brackets worst injuries and illnesses caused by video games.
Okay.
So it's basically a best of collection of moral panics that playing games have caused. Mainly, news broadcasters, when there's a slow news day, they'll report on, shocking media development from the latest game console. So it's basically talking about when you're playing a game on a video game console. So all of this is mainly console gaming. So your PlayStations, your Xboxes, where there's some form of injury or illness that starts happening to people as they play it. Right? So I'll play you a clip of the first. This is actually a video game. See if you know this video game.
Okay. Mario Party, it sounds like.
Oh, you smashed it. Yes. Mario Party. Super Mario Party. So that's Super Mario Party. And the physical injury associated with the Nintendo Mario Party is known as the Mario Party blisters. Have you ever heard of this?
No, but I can see how it would happen.
Right. So the story goes on. So Nintendo and Hudson Soft, when they released the original Mario Party and the pedal power minigame that came with it. So the pedal power minigame wasn't the one that caused the most injuries, but it definitely led to a problem where you're in a kind of, you're trying to power a light via a stationary bike to defend yourself against ghosts, and you had to rotate the Nintendo 64's analog stick. Okay, so this is the problem. So in the game, you're on this stationary bike and you're using the Nintendo 64's controller, and it has one of those analog sticks, and you're trying to rotate that as quickly as possible so that you can fend off the ghosts. Now the problem is that to do so quickly enough, the minigame required using your palm instead of your thumb, right? So you'd have your thumb on top of the Nintendo 64, and as you Controller, yep, sorry. This is a controller, and it would result in many young children getting enormous blisters on their palm. Nintendo eventually reached a settlement with the New York Attorney General's office to provide free gloves to anyone who owned the game. We've got a listener on the chat, Big Boy Nady. Thank you for listening in. And Stellaris, you're playing Stellaris, one of the great Paradox strategy games, Stellaris. I've never played that. As you know, a huge Crusader Kings 3 deviant, as well as Hearts of Iron 4, the World War II setting one. So let us know how you're going in Stellaris, Big Boy Nady. Let us know what the species is. And if you're getting any blisters as you're playing it, as happened to the poor Mario Party players. Have you ever suffered a physical injury on your hand from a controller?
I'm trying to think of one. I don't think so.
Well, let's see if the next experience might jog your memories. So this is for the Virtual Boy. I'll play a trailer from 1995 for the Nintendo Virtual Boy. So this will put people in the setting of what the Virtual Boy is all about.
It came from the third dimension with its own brain, its own voice, its own legs. There's only one problem. It needs your eyes. Virtual Boy. See it now in 3D.
Okay, so that's the excitement of the Virtual Boy. Now, what that doesn't quite convey is the fact that the VR setup, so we're talking 95, right?
Yeah.
So way before your Oculus the devices.
Yes.
This is a really early virtual reality head unit you put on your head. And what it does is it just allows you to see in red and black colors. Right? So it only has black or red as the colors you'll see. And after it launched commercially, of course, it quickly became apparent that it causes headaches incredibly fast as you're playing it, because the high contrast visuals and the attempt to create a pseudo 3D gameplay just completely screws your head up. So the uncomfortable way you play it, so you had to really physically press your face against it, against the headset to see through it, also didn't help. So you're getting a lot of facial pressure to see far enough. I have, when I was in Japan, I did get to play a Virtual Boy for 2-3 seconds, was as long as I lasted, where I just said, nah, I like the real world much better. It was a absolute miss. So to date, it's Nintendo's worst selling system, and it was discontinued after just a year from launch.
Yeah.
So that's the Virtual Boy device. The next one we'll look at, unsurprisingly, is another VR example. This one is the Sega VR system. So let's first immerse ourselves in the Sega The Next Level VR ad from... it doesn't have a date. It was published, at least on YouTube, 11 years ago.
Okay.
I'm sure it was way before then.
Virtual world called the net. Imagination drives the net. Game power fuels it. Sadly, its very existence is under threat. Rogue gamers dedicated to evil want the net for their own. The threat is real, but with your help, Sega can save the net.
What game power were you using to repel a blast that strong?
We engaged Ren and Stimpy. We needed something outrageous. The crazy expressions really threw them. They couldn't handle it.
Clearly, we are dealing with a new breed of ring.
What's it concentrating on?
They're tapping into our game power.
All new DSP chip technology, 4 arcade perspectives, drop-dead polygon graphics, 1 or 2 player split screen, best racing game ever, repeat, best racing game ever.
So this is where they're coming in. Gamers, we need surprise.
We need something big. I mean a health transfer.
To become supersonic, once you've got all 7 Chaos Emeralds and have collected over 50 rings, jump up while still
All
in
right,
the
so it
air.
goes for quite a while. This is actually an Australian ad.
Oh, wow.
For the Sega virtual reality next level system. So long before, the article says, long before virtual reality was widespread or good, Sega attempted its own take on the technology, announced years before the Virtual Boy hit shelves, and so this is before 95. It was planned as a Sega Genesis peripheral. The Sega VR headset looked sleek and stylish. However, as many VR players have come to realize, poorly implemented or optimized virtual reality technology can make you sick. Because of how bad this problem seemed to be with testers and Sega's wish not to make half the country throw up while playing video games, Sega VR cancelled it before it released. So it didn't get beyond testing.
Oh, right. Okay.
So it seems VR Yeah, I mean, even with, I don't know if you've used the Oculus systems.
Yep.
So I've used them, and I know for a while I had to, when I first started using them, search how to not get sick when you're using it for a prolonged period of time. And they suggest, making sure you're hydrated.
So which system have you got?
The Oculus system on the PC. So the Oculus 2 is the device. Yep. Which one do you?
So have you got it like separate from the PC, or it has to be plugged into the PC?
No, it can play by Wi-Fi. I find because I do flight simulators mainly.
So you've got the Quest 2.
The Quest 2. Yes, that's
Yes,
right.
okay,
Yeah. Oculus Quest 2. Yeah, because there was the Rift before that.
Yeah.
The Oculus Rift, Oculus Quest 2.
There was the Quest 1 before the Quest 2,
Okay,
obviously.
yeah, we should skip that. Yes, yeah. How have you found the experience of VR?
Have you played it recently?
No, I've not
Okay.
played it for a few months now.
Oh, wow, okay. Well, I'm addicted to gambling in it, so...
This is like poker.
Yeah,
like
poker.
virtual poker. And you have like...
and roulette.
Wow.
And craps.
And what's your avatar? Are you a dog? Can you be a poker dog?
No, you
No,
can't.
you can't.
No.
Wow, gambling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can see the immersiveness of it.
Yeah, it's good, yeah.
You know, I got to admit, I did pick up, like, there's the Darth Vader one. There's, I've tried racing car games, flight simulator games.
Yeah.
The horror ones, 1 or 2 horror ones.
Oh, that's horrible. I hate that.
With the speaky sound.
It's the worst.
The sound effect does a lot of heavy lifting
Yeah.
for that. All right. Well, let's move on now to probably one.
Oh no, sorry. The reason why I asked that,
of course,
was like if you have a Quest 2 now or a Quest 3, do not update it.
Oh, how come? What happens?
Because they've put like this new immersive world in there, sort of thing, and it's
right.
ruined everything.
The games themselves still play as well as anything, but
No, they don't.
really,
So, for example, because with my with my setup, because I'm on Starlink.
okay, yep, Elon Musk's.
I'm on
internet
Elon Musk's
satellite
Starlink at the
system.
moment.
Yeah.
And it's because they haven't flushed the IPs to different things around the world. It comes up that I'm in Mumbai, India.
Wow. See, that's not even Melbourne.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, you are big in India. I've seen some of the algorithm. For some reason, anything with Lord Taylor seems to.
Anyway,
do
so I
that.
have to use Mulvad VPN in order to
Wow.
make it look like I'm coming from Australia, and it can't use the VPN and play the game at the same time. It has RAM issues at the moment.
Well,
And this is because of this update.
God. Well, and you know, if you die in the meta, you die in real life. So it's high risk. It's a high risk.
It is.
Blue pill, red pill moment for
Yeah.
you, really, isn't it? Maybe you should take the red pill and get out of the system. All right. Well, here's a commercial for the next one. Let's see if our
Okay.
listeners can guess what it is by this incredibly. I mean, it triggered me as soon as I heard this music. Not this music.
We would like to play.
Yeah. Really distinctive. Oh, hold on.
Make your me, then play it on Wii.
Okay, yep. So that was, of course, the Nintendo Wii system. And I know, being a young parent at the time the Wii launched and grabbing it for the kids to play.
Oh, sure.
I did get some great games. Or Resident Evil 4, I think that had excellent Wii motion support. Anyway, Nintendo knew this was going to happen when it was developed the Wii, and so that's injuries, right? So they knew there were going to be injuries with the Wii, and the article goes on to say it's just lucky that the system was such a ridiculously huge success that the risk of injury and breaking stuff didn't turn people off buying one. Because there was a lot of news articles that suddenly came out of the blue of, Wii remote breaks television, windows as they were doing the Wii bowls or something. So Wii injuries ranged from hitting your friend in the face while playing tennis
Worth it.
to giving yourself a legitimate sports injury through repetitive motion where those were entirely possible. So there was the Wii strap, right? So you get that the wrist strap that you were instructed to put on your wrist. And that was designed to eliminate some of these risks, but that can only do so much for those playing in a small area. Similar injuries are also possible with the newer Switch Joy-Con controllers, but those are thankfully a lot lighter and smaller than the Wii remote.
Yeah.
So yeah, because I know the Wii remote, you'd also get it, and it would have that plastic silicon padding around it you could get.
Yeah.
And it
like that did anything.
it was really incredible the amount of peripheral. I mean, there were tons of peripheries. You could get an actual kind of fake tennis racket to put the Wii remote in, a steering wheel to put the Wii remote in. But yeah, a lot of that was also safety and injury conscious attempts. I never had an injury or did anything to anyone with the Wii remote.
No, neither.
Fortunately, but yes, it was one of those huge ones. This is an interesting one. Right, again, returning now to VR, it's called Gorilla Arm. Gorilla Arm in VR. Right.
I know like one of the most popular games in VR is called Gorilla Tag.
Oh, okay.
Where you're like
it's not bad.
Your monkeys swinging about the forest and you've got to play tag essentially. I think.
Okay, so Gorilla Arm refers to the injury that occurs when you're trying to do physical movements while inside a virtual world. Potentially overextending your arms in order to reach an object or defeat an enemy.
That makes sense because like in VR, I've got the what's it called? The thing where you can try out all of the new games sort of thing. And they've got the Climb. It's frozen by the way. They've got the Climb 2, which I was trying out. And that's one where you're basically doing rock. What's it called?
Abseiling? Or
no, the
climbing?
opposite. Rock climbing. The one where you're doing rock climbing, and you've got to reach to go from one to the other, and you found yourself really sort of stretching too far than you should have been.
And that's referred to as Gorilla Arm, where you're so dead set on completing your in-game task, your shoulders can become damaged. And it's the article goes on to say with much more people using VR as an exercise tool, especially during the pandemic, the risk of such an injury was much, much higher. Gorilla Arm is a VR injury Oculus Quest 2 users must be aware of. So this is in PC games. Ergonomic health experts have warned...
That was a weird word.
Warned that gaming on VR headsets like the Oculus Quest 2 could cause repetitive strain injury dubbed Gorilla Arm. So Big Boy Nady has piped in. Again, thank you, Big Boy Nady, for reminiscing with us. Indeed, saying how the Wii bowling was the earliest memory of playing.
Oh, really?
Wii bowling, yeah. I mean, that's great. I loved Wii bowling. Like you got the wrist twist, and you could hook it in.
It was so good. The Wii was so good, but Wii Sports was the best.
And it's so interesting. I mean, that technology is pretty simple in terms of we're in 2025, and this came out 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It really hasn't been superseded. Right?
No,
I feel
no.
If you want that kind of physicality of bowling or tennis, the Wii Sports space. And in fact, at PAX, I went to a panel on real swordsmen talk about swords play in video games.
Yeah.
And so they were talking about the latest, like Skyrim and Kingdom Deliverance and all these games. And they said, actually, one of the games systems that got swordplay the best is the Wii. Because in the Olympic fencing mini sport, he was saying, that the thing that video games struggles with is the fact that it's all virtual. Like he was saying, in VR, it's not as good as the Wii because you don't get that sense of resistance, and your animation is kind of incorrect in terms of the feedback it's getting. But he was saying that in the Wii, it registers a hit and it vibrates, and the animation will give you that physical feedback, and says that, he was saying that the Wii does it with more simple technology in a way that doesn't overcomplicate the kind of immersiveness that the VR gives you.
Yeah.
That is too immersive and fools your mind into thinking you're going to get too much body feedback that you're not. Whereas the Wii, maybe because it's much more simplistic. Yeah.
That's like so I've got VR bowling as well. It's nowhere near as good as Wii Sports as Wii Sports bowling.
Yeah.
And even because they've got Switch Sports out, I bought that because I thought, okay, they've updated
Nintendo?
Wii Sports. No, still nowhere near as good.
It's the Wii. Yeah.
It's the Wii. It's the special thing.
See, you're making me think I want to dust it off again.
Yeah, me too.
BitBoy80 says Gorilla Arm makes it sound like they were just having a bit too much fun in VR for too long, if you catch my drift. Gooning!
Oh, dear.
That's a term I just recently was exploring.
Well, don't say it on the air. Anyway, I was just thinking... I was just thinking back to... games which have got this haptic feedback sort of thing.
Yes.
There is one good one in VR, which is, what's it called? Until You Fall.
Oh, okay. Until You Fall. Sounds like you're on a tightrope or something.
It's not. Basically, you play as this sort of like swordsman, and you can unlock all these different swords and daggers and things like that. And basically, you've got these enemies coming at you, and you have to block all of their attacks, has haptic feedback on each one of them, and then you attack various pressure points for more score, that sort of thing.
Yes.
It's quite a... It's a very... I was going to say confronting game, but it's not. It's very... The art style's very good, but like when you've got a creature that is, 2 times taller than you are, and you're trying to dodge their swings, it's quite scary.
And hopefully not too much Gorilla Arm.
Yeah.
Talking of Gorilla Arm, the next category of injuries that, worst injuries that are caused by video games, claw grip hand pain. Claw grip hand pain.
Okay, I know what that is.
Yes, so gamers...
Beat Saber, right?
I reckon that would be an example of it. The example they give, they explain it as the following. Gamers will do whatever is necessary to win, and this includes contorting their hands into massively uncomfortable shapes in order to access buttons and sticks more effectively. Mm-hmm. So it's, I guess, more talking about you've got your Xbox controller and you got QuickTime events, or you're wanting to, with a first-person shooter, do a kind of kneel and shoot kind of mechanic really quickly. Mm-hmm. Anyway, the article goes on to say, for first-person shooters, this is particularly true, especially Call of Duty and Halo. This means using the claw grip, which gives you better control over the sticks and triggers. However, using this unusual grip for long periods can cause serious hand fatigue and soreness. It shouldn't cause long-lasting damage, but if you find your hands hurting after long hours of online play, give them a break or switch to normal grip for a while. So I think it's like, normally your hands are kind of resting and you've got rest points on your controller. This would be maybe even putting the index finger where the triggers are to claw grip it. I feel like we need to model.
Isn't that where your fingers go anyway on the triggers?
Claw grip. Well, if anyone has claw grip, SMS us in now 0488811707 or reach out to us on the Twitch. We've got Rox Ronan, smiley faces. Thank you for joining.
Nice.
Rox Ronan. Last one, which is the only one that I'd known before reading this article, called Nintendo Thumb.
Oh, dear.
Nintendo Thumb. So it's not quite as common as today, but there were quite a few games during the height of the NES and SNES. Mm-hmm. So it's the Nintendo Entertainment System and the Super Nintendo Entertainment System eras that required furious button mashing in order to beat certain sections. This could be particularly frenetic beat-em-up or shooters, but the end result was basically the same, Nintendo Thumb, a pretty nebulous condition that sees your thumb swell or get particularly tender to the touch. Nintendo Thumb can still happen in plenty of games today, one of our writers, so this is from GameSpot, once beat Cuphead only to find himself unable to type for 24 hours because of the pain.
Wow.
Nintendo Thumb. See, I've heard a different thing about Nintendo Thumb during the height of the DS system, where, as you know, with the Nintendo DS handheld gaming system, you'd kind of hold it like a mobile phone, so your thumbs would often become the dominant finger. Thumbs aren't really fingers, but appendage.
Yeah.
Right. And so some pop psychologists at the time of the height of the Nintendo DS systems and Game Boy systems were saying that teenagers and young kids were shifting their dominant from their index finger to point as a dominant finger, like to say, look over there, to their thumb. Their thumb had become the appendage to rule them all, the dominant. This thumb's not a finger, is it? Right? You got 4 fingers and a thumb?
I'd just say, yeah.
That thing. So those, I guess final ones are extreme movements in Dance Dance Revolution. Right, so anyone who's stepped onto a game of DDR, Dance Dance Revolution, knows the warning very well. Make sure the play area is clear.
That's with a mat, right?
Yeah, so you got the mats. You go to a game center. Often I've seen Dance Dance Revolution systems in game centers where they've got the lights that pop up on the floor surface and you're dancing to them. But you can play it at home. So it says take frequent breaks at hydrates. Don't try to do a full kid and play step routine on the stage. The manager at one games place that they're talking about here says that yes, you're no longer able to do that. So yeah, it's mainly the fact that gaming system has so many warnings to it, because you have to get so active to dance to the music, and you're basically following. Well, I guess you've got like the Wii and many of the Nintendo systems and PlayStation systems have those Just Dance games as well, where you're kind of mimicking their dance moves. So yes, inevitably you can imagine people, tearing leg muscles, fainting from overheating, falling off, if you're in a game center, falling off the metal stage as you're getting too aggressive, destroying knee joints. Yeah. And it's ironic, it points out, because given how many medical studies there are on DDR being used as physical therapy aid. So Dance Dance Revolution is used in physical therapy aid, but also it causes a lot of need for physical therapy when you're doing it badly. The last one is one I love, which is Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go without Pokemon Stop, Look, and Listen.
Oh, yeah, fair enough, yeah.
So there have already been reams of literature written about the dangers of walking and texting, and God forbid, texting and driving, of course. Thankfully, society at large seems to at least have general awareness that this is a thing to avoid. It's doubtful anyone in charge of these things thought they might have to include don't try to catch shiny Eevees on your phone or traversing uneven terrain. But since Pokemon Go released in 2016, there have been an absurd number of Pokemon Go related incidents. From the relatively innocuous fail of people tripping and falling over into trees while wandering around an area, to players ambling through areas of town where they absolutely shouldn't. So they're kind of crime areas, maybe? Crocodiles. To far more egregious problems like people walking right into traffic while looking at their phones, as well as people playing the game while driving, people assaulting players just because they can.
I think those assaults would happen because, like, a member of a different team has taken over that
the gym.
Yeah.
While the vast majority of entries from around the game's launch, so there was a huge moral panic at the time when it launched. People kind of obsessively looking at their phones and getting into some injury.
Well, it wasn't a moral panic. That's what happened.
Well, I guess a media panic. Well, yeah. I mean, there's an actual site that this site links to, which I'll put in our show notes, that tracks the highest profile examples of deaths and injuries related to Pokemon Go.
Brilliant.
So if we have a look at this site, so this is This is the site here. It's the Pokemon Go Death Tracker, and it's on PokemonGoDeathTracker.com. There's been 25 deaths, 64 injuries. It's as recent as July 13th, 2025. A New York driver crashes car into tree while playing Pokemon Go. So it's been tracking, since 2016, various deaths and injuries that are caused, as well as links to the reporting of the incident.
Wonderful.
Yeah, the Pokemon Go. Oh, yeah, so New York driver crashes into tree while playing Pokemon Go. Yep. So, yeah, check out the Pokemon Go deathtracker.com. It's mainly US, from what I could see from that. Yeah. So, again, those are the injuries and hopefully avoidable pains that people should be aware of while they're playing games. Have you ever had any problems playing Pokemon Go?
Not that I can think of.
Never. I mean, you were part of the 2015, 2016 Zeitgeist moment when it started?
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't go with anyone else though.
I took my kids to various parks.
Yeah, but I mean, like they had the main thing about it was those Pokemon Go meetups.
Yeah, like go to the gym and challenge for the gym. Did you ever do that?
Not unless I was walking near the area.
See, I never got to that level. I know on trips to Japan I've taken students to. I had some students who were avid Pokemon Go players, and they were trying to find particular Pokemon you could only get in Japan. And I think there are some that only come in Australia. There's an interesting...
Kangaskhan.
Right. Oh, right. Which one's that?
The one that looks like a kangaroo.
Right.
Which makes sense.
So yeah, if you're traveling over to Japan and you've played Pokemon Go, message us in 0488811707. Did it give you cultural capital? Were people recognizing you as the master that you are? Impressed at your Pokemon Go skills? And there are various maps. Like you can bring up maps which reveal the Pokemon Go spaces in Hobart. I remember looking at people had made these kind of Google Maps which show where all the gyms are, as well as where all the various things are. And it's still there now, right? When was the last time you played Pokemon Go?
Probably last week.
Because, of course, the thing about it is it's a kind of augmented reality game. So if people don't know, of course, Pokemon is all about catching animals, right? And then fighting with them.
Yeah.
Right? So in Pokemon Go, you have your Pikachu and maybe some other Pokemon Go monsters, Pokemonsters, and then you choose one and you'll encounter in your phone, you'll see that it's there, and you bring your phone up and you'll see it in the phone.
Yeah.
And it sounds mad. Describe it.
And of course, Pokemon Go is now owned by Scopely. Niantic is owned by Scopely, which is the company that does Monopoly Go. And is owned by the Saudi Arabian government. So do with that what you will.
Another case of, I'm trying to track these stories of Middle East money purchasing Western soft power or Japanese soft power or global soft power for some reason, right? Trying to draw the lines. It's my current mad scientist conspiracy theory space. Because they've also, they're the biggest funder for esports.
Yeah.
Right. They recently, what was the company? It was, it wasn't Bethesda. It was the Halo guys? Or they recently purchased one of the big video game studios in America. Of course, the comedy festival that was over there that caused many comedians to become cancelled because they accepted this money. And we're saying it's like Dave Chappelle, right? I can feel free to say what I want, yet obviously it's a space where journalists have been killed. There's all manner of social rights issues. So yeah, look, watch that space. Watch that space. Talking of spaces to watch, interesting article on Automaton. Like a Dragon, so this is the Yakuza video game series event, offers fans wedding ceremony with their favorite character for $980, complete with faux marriage and divorce papers. So commemorating Like a Dragon's 20th anniversary, the 4 Ceremonies of Life exhibition, so this is an exhibition about the game system or game series, will let fans marry characters like Kiryu and Majima. So, of course, this is a game set in contemporary Japan where you're playing a Yakuza figure. And, yeah, this is an exhibition, and you can go there and get a photo of yourself with your favorite Yakuza character, and you're there as a real person next to the CG character. And then you get a marriage certificate. You could do this with your ordained identity, as well as, helpfully, a divorce paper for the character. So, yeah, it says, but most impressive of all is the special wedding experience package, which lets you hold a personal wedding ceremony with a Like a Dragon character for 150,000 yen. So that's about $1,000 US. This includes a private room, a professional hair and makeup artist, a photographer who take pictures of you and your partner, that is the animated video game image, in a wedding gown or tuxedo. You can invite up to 10 loved ones to your wedding. At the end of the ceremony, you'll get your legally void marriage certificate and even divorce papers.
I mean, people are morons, aren't they?
Well, it's very red pill, blue pill, right? I mean, it's very kind of, I just want to stay in the blue pill fantasy world. And hey, it's bragging rights, possibly.
Amongst who?
I could see
the
someone.
Yakuza.
I mean, I guess you could. That's right. That's right. I mean, yeah, it's interesting. You're marrying kind of crime, but you could buy it as a joke present, expensive joke present. I mean, there are crazy people that are buying plots of land in places like Scotland to get lordships, for example.
No, that is to contribute to a conservation effort.
It's a great
primarily.
Yeah, and it's a great service. We should do something similar to Edge the fundraiser.
Yeah,
you could get a bit of equipment named after you. This mic could become the Daryl mic. If you'd like to donate over, a few grand.
Yeah.
So, or you could do the fake marriage with one of us and divorce papers. Because Taylor here is a type of ordained priest.
Yes,
right?
I am.
How did you get that one? That was
filling in something on the internet, but I can only do it in Utah, so we have to go there.
Utah. I love that catch. Asterix, Utah. Big Boy Nady says he'd personally join the Yakuza.
Nice one.
Imagine, he goes on to say, imagine asking your mum to go to your wedding and then she pulls up and witnesses that it's just a virtual computer game character. Well, what is reality? I guess we could ask, what is reality really? I mean, isn't just a symbolic performance anyway? Going through the motions. I mean, it's very, very, as Baudrillard would say, the simulacra, which we now live more in a world of signs than we do in reality. It's all simulation. It's all blue pill, I mean, who wants to take the red pill these days?
Which one's which? I can't remember.
Blue pill means you stay in the fantasy.
Okay.
And you can eat your steaks and so forth. I'm thinking you're going to eat the steak. Red pill, you see how far the rabbit hole goes and you go out of the matrix and you become self-aware.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the one that Neo takes. Blue pill is the one that what is it? Is it a Cypher? Is that the traitor character? He wants to go back into the matrix. So he wants to stay on the blue pill. I want a third pill as Zizix.
And what would happen there?
I want the glasses from They Live. You've ever seen John Carpenter's They Live? It's where you put these glasses on and you see the real messages around you and you realize that it's an alien invasion that's taken over the hierarchy. It's like lizard people. If you haven't seen it and you're looking for a Halloween movie, They Live. Great 1980s John Carpenter film. And it's all about kind of conspiracy theory that Earth has already been taken over by aliens, but we don't realize it because they've basically been able to take over all the positions of power, and they're keeping us dumb through media.
Sounds great.
Yeah, that's what Media Mothership does. Keeps you smart. The PS2 game, last story, the PS2 game is still sitting on a Delaware Walmart shelf 16 years later. I'm not going to read Big Boy Nady's last message.
Christ.
Thanks, though, Big Boy Nady, for being a listener. This story is great. This is from Kotaku. And the reason I loved it was that this is about a 16-year-old game called PBR Out of the Chute. So you're playing as a one of those cowboys that goes on a bull and tries to ride it while it bucks it off.
That sounds so boring as a game.
It's that sport. Anyway, it's that sport. And it's been sitting on this shelf in Walmart for 16 years. And this guy came across it and took photos of it. And then it got posted on Reddit and became a little bit of a meme that, this game that's still priced as it was 16 years ago had been forgotten about and is sitting at the back. I'd love to stumble across something like that. It came up, right? A game from like 1995, the original Xbox or PlayStation 2, and posted up. I think it would become a real media pilgrimage location. People would go to that store just to take a photo of themselves with the PlayStation 2 game, particularly if it's a really bad game, like the one where you're out of the chute doing a bull riding competition.
Well, the thing is, EB Games, they've got some pretty questionable practices in terms of how they price their things and things like that. But that aside, you have to give them credit where it's due because they've got retro game section now.
Right. Which, I guess you got two types of retro games. You got retro games which go up in price or are sentimentally valued.
But they've basically got, Xbox 360,
yeah,
PS2, PS1 games.
Right. Well, I see. I think there's two different things here, right? So I think you've got these PS2 games in the wild, right? So this Walmart one was like stumbling across the PlayStation 2 game in the wild. Like it's still in the shrink wrap, still in the security sleeve and priced as it was 15 years ago and had just been forgotten about. And then you've got, I guess, the kind of archivist retro game section where it's like, and here's retro games, which are cool now again.
Yeah.
Kind of vibe.
But they are pricing them like properly. So like
as super cheap, like 20 cents.
A PS2 game will be like $9.
$9.
They're not forcing it up to $80.
$20.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Back in the day, I've still got some PlayStation 2 games which have their original price on them, which are horrific. I look at them and go, $50. I guess I really wanted to play
for
that.
What?
Oh, well, particularly Xbox games. I think they were. I think I bought them half price, but half price off of like $50 or something. Is like I remember picking up the Battlestar Galactica game. Which I'm going to get around to play probably next week.
Well, I have the original Final Fantasy X game.
That's worth something now.
Probably. Final Fantasy X game with the included movie disc.
Wow.
So
it's like a DVD or something?
Yeah, like a DVD sort of thing. And it was $120.
Oh, yes.
Even back then.
Yeah, and you were stuck with physical media. It's not like you could get it on Steam.
Yeah.
All right. Now, changing things up for Halloween, what I wanted to do is collect what I think was a kind of a fun Halloween thing to end the last 10 minutes on.
Oh, dear.
Which are...
Am I going to get hurt?
No, but I do need to have a disclaimer. Before we go, Big Boy Nady sent some great messages in to see if his Xbox 360 still works and get some games.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, do that. I mean, I find those old game systems still a lot of fun. I've still got the original Xbox
Wow,
system,
yeah.
like the big black brick thing.
I've still got a GameCube, a Wii,
right.
another Wii, DS, Game Boy Advance.
We should plug them into this game.
Yeah,
We'll do a live gameplay at some point. People will go, wow, what a great show. No, what I'm wanting to do is I've got some examples here of horror movies which have done emergency broadcasts.
Okay.
Or they've done...
Oh, okay, so you're going to try and scare all the people of Hobart. Is that right?
Well, this is why there's a disclaimer. So I've got... Because I love that trope where you have breaking news happen during a movie, and they'll explain the rules of the horror world you're in.
Yeah.
Often a zombie movie will do this, where there will be snippets of news reports coming in.
that just reminds me of what's it called? The one done by the Cornetto trilogy people.
Oh, Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead.
Yes, well, I've got that as one of the ones we can listen to. So
Remember, shoot them in the head. You have to shoot them in the head.
I've collected a whole bunch of them, and what I want to have a listen to, how they work. All right.
Yeah.
And obviously, fortunately, they're all in very American voices or very plumb British voices. So I don't think people are going to hopefully confuse it as real.
Well, people think you sound American, so they'll just probably think it's just you.
These are not real. But what I'm keen to explore is the idea of how they work as what's referred to as diegetic media. So diegetic media is where the... Yes?
No, I'm just
the
audio,
audio,
get it right.
the audio you're listening to is in the world.
There we go.
So, for example, this is diegetic news. So the characters are actually listening to these news broadcasts. It's not like it's a background sound effect that only we hear as the audience. It's diegetic. It's part of the film. So it often happens when there's music, but there's someone that puts a record on to play music in the movie, so they're listening to that song as you're hearing it as well.
Guardians of the Galaxy?
Guardians of the Galaxy, great example of diegetic music as he's listening to that. So Big Boy in 80s said that there's some really cool dinosaur analog horror with these alarms out there on YouTube. Well, we'll have to listen to that.
Yeah.
Good music to sleep to, maybe. Good sound effects to sleep to.
I like the things where things go from being non-diegetic to diegetic. Like you're hearing this background noise. This usually happens in an episode of SpongeBob. They'll have this background music that happens, and then they'll pan over to someone on the piano or someone playing the violin for a sad scene sort of thing.
Yes, it can be very meta. So we'll listen to some examples of breaking news and emergency news broadcasts, and we're going to look at them in terms of a couple of frameworks, right? Because I had to do this. I had to supervise an honors student once who was looking at the reporting of some global conflict according to frame analysis. So we're going to do this idea of frame analysis, where we're looking at how they use the rules of journalism in their broadcast.
Yeah.
Right. So often in a bit of media news, you're needing to make sure that you're communicating it effectively. So you need to make sure you've got an expert that's being spoken from. So we're going to listen to what type of frame they're using. And by frame, what we're looking for is, as the great theorist Irving Goffman would say, you're looking for who are the actors, right? How are they explaining the problem, and what should be done, right? So often those are kind of frame theories, right? So for instance, you might say that a right-wing news source would frame a protest march against climate change differently from how a left-wing news service would do it.
Yeah.
So we're going to look at what type of science, medicine, military, security, moral type frames are coming across in each of these as we're listening to them. Shall we do the Shaun of the Dead one first?
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, there's two Shaun of the Deads. You can choose which one. There's the one that happens at the end of Act 1, where he's come back from getting stuff from the corner store, not realizing that zombie outbreaks happen.
Oh, yeah.
And he's flipping through channels. The next one is the one that happens in the end credits, where the newscast is reflecting on.
Oh, yeah, that one, yeah.
But there's also a whole bunch of other TV episodes that he flips over. We'll do the first one.
Yeah.
It goes for 42 seconds.
Yeah.
All right. So this will be our main character is basically sitting on a couch and he's flipping through channels. So what we're going to listen to here is diegetically how he stumbles across the news report. But the thing they've done really effectively, just to set you up, is he's also changing channels while he's listening to the news report.
Yeah.
So it creates a a quite amusing montage of dialogue.
Although no one official is prepared to comment, religious groups are calling it Judgment Day. There's as an increasing number of reports of serious attacks on
people who are literally being eaten alive.
A witness reports are sketchy. One unifying detail seems to be that the attackers in many instances appear to be
dead excited to have with us here a sensational chart-topping
or ideological connection between those committing the atrocities and perhaps more alarmingly.
So that's the start of the episode. Then at the end credits, we get this kind of reflection.
And as we now know, the phenomenon resulted from the use of highly...
It's not something I would expect as a newscaster to ever have to say on air. Removing the head or destroying the brain. Incredible.
Dead excited now to have a top band with us talking about their work for the charity Zombie.
The fact that the mobile deceased retained their primal instincts make them ideal recruitment for the service industry, as well as proving themselves useful in other roles, such as...
He can't quite get it! Oh, he's fallen, he's down, he's down!
I don't see nothing wrong with it, but I know that some people would see something wrong with it. But he's my husband, you know. I still love him. I've still got the ring on my finger, Trisha.
You go to bed with it?
So basically, they're setting up that idea of the kind of normalization of the zombie outbreak by the end. That we've got the funniest home videos with zombies. You know, you're kind of, I guess, naturalizing the unbelievability of a zombie outbreak.
Yeah.
And I guess that's the heavy lifting that these news reports are doing, that it's trying to make it believable, something which is very unbelievable, that in fact it is happening. And of course, it wasn't that long ago that we had pandemic coverage for COVID-19.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Which was setting up a similar type of vibe. So what I want to do now is jump into the original zombie movie.
What I want to do now is go to the Winchester and wait for it all to blow over.
All right, we've got 5 minutes left. I'll play a couple of these. So this is from the 1968 film, Night of the Living Dead. And this has some great clips of news reporting happening to try and explain it.
Chief, if I were surrounded by 6 or 8 of these things, would I stand a chance with them?
Well, there's no problem. If you had a gun, shoot him in the head. That's a sure way to kill him. If you don't, get yourself a club or a torch. Beat him or burn him. They go up pretty easy.
Well, Chief McClellan, how long do you think it will take you until you get the situation under control?
Well, that's pretty hard to say. We don't know how many of them there are. We know when we find them, we can kill them.
Are they slow-moving, Chief?
Yeah, they're dead. They're all messed up.
All law. So that's obviously a interview with a police officer. So you got that police frame and that kind of question of what do you do when you're surrounded by a whole group of them? And we've got some rule making there in terms of you've got to shoot them through the head. The idea of the kind of zombie rules being established. So I like that idea. You've got kind of tropes being established there as well as news. So let's listen to the next one.
Enforcement agencies and the military have been organized to search out and destroy the marauding ghouls. The Survival Command Center at the Pentagon has disclosed that a ghoul can be killed by a shot in the head or a heavy blow to the skull. Officials are quoted as explaining that since the brain of a ghoul has been activated by the radiation, the plan is kill the brain and you kill the ghoul.
Kill the brain and you kill the ghoul.
Ghoul.
As Big Boy Nady says, imagine getting off work, turn on your car radio, and you hear this.
Yeah.
Hey, it's all timing. I mean, that is the classic War of the Worlds one. And if we listen to that, so this is back in 1938, so we'll listen to Orson Welles' original broadcast of the War of the Worlds. This is just a 58-second little snippet of it. And this is the scene where he's describing as a journalist on the scene the alien invasion that hit the US in their version of War of the Worlds.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Orson Welles in 1938 adapting H.G. Wells' novel War of the Worlds as a Halloween.
Let's go. 3 seconds. 3 minutes. Sorry.
Wait a minute. Something's happening.
humped shape is rising out of the pit. I can make out a small beam of light against a mirror. What's that? There's a jet of flame springing from the mirror and it leaps right at the advancing men. It strikes them head on. Logs are turning into flames. The whole field's caught up by the woods.
October 30, 1938. Orson Welles' War of the Worlds.
What's
hits
really
the airwaves.
interesting, sorry, I'll close that down. What's really interesting about that clip, of course, you've got to realize 1938, you're looking at news reports coming in from some of the early wars that are breaking out in Europe, as well as the Hindenburg disaster, the humanity. So it's really able to tap into that new form of radio news broadcasting live from location and the drama that the journalist brings to it, which is why I get many people looking back on why that War of the Worlds broadcast by Orson Welles made some people think it's a real alien invasion. And it was by aping those news broadcast conventions and aping, pastiching, copying, imitating, like monkey see, monkey do, aping. Aping those conventions. There's our word for the day, aping.
Yeah.
Aping those types of movements.
Awesome.
Well, that's been Media Mothership for this week. We're only halfway through my list of emergency broadcasts from zombie movies, so I might sprinkle those into next week's episode spontaneously.
Yep.
Instead of maybe using musical interludes, I'll use those zombie announcements.
Nice.
Just to break up the segments. Keep listening to Edge Radio, because coming up next, we've got Media Mothership is doing its special Halloween music hour. So if you're keen to listen into that, you'll have to go to the Edge Radio website, which is www.edgeradio.org.au. Is that right? We think so. And you can listen live on the internet or on your FM system if you're in the Hobart area on 99.3 FM. So we're going to play what I find to be some of the favorite most often diegetic music that's played in horror movies. So it's not going to be soundtracks. For me, you're going to choose some other ones, Taylor.
Yep.
I think I've got one or two diegetic ones, and then the rest are kind of absolutely fantastic good ones. Thanks again, Big Boy Nady and Rox Ronan, for listening in. Absolute pleasure. See you later, Broastery Chickens.
Rotisserie chickens.
Okay, yeah. So all that and more on Edge Radio 99.3 FM, Hobart, Tasmania. And reaching across to get the music system going. So we'll be back in about 5 minutes.